Okay, so let me lay down the situation for you. So I edited this week's PCP because Digi's too busy doing all the shit for RadCon. He has like a bajillion videos and something to be done for that, and everybody else is busy doing their own shit, and I'm busy doing my own shit. But you know what? I decided to be the guy, to be the martyr guy. It's like, fine, I'll do it because I haven't edited one of these yet. Whatever, fuck it. I'll take one for the team. So I decided to do it, and let me tell you, that was the biggest mistake of my fucking life, because this dumbass podcast, which should have been a little, like, you know, herp derp and done, has taken me all week. In fact, I'm recording this about 40 minutes before it's gonna go up on Saturday, and I'm still working on it, and I started it on Monday. Should have taken like 2 hours, but holy fucking shit, every time I touch a video, it falls apart, and PCP is no exception. I've rendered this like at least 20 times trying to fix an audio sync issue. As the podcast continues, the video and the audio begins to desync, and they're to give you a little 101 on video in case you ever have to be aspiring YouTuber video guys. The two reasons that this tends to happen is either a problem with your frame rate, that there's a difference in frame rate between two of your things in your video, or the sample rate of your audio. Both of those are fine in this project because I'm not a fucking retard and I've done this before, and it's still not working. So I have no idea what's going on. I've tried fiddling with every little thing, setting it to different codecs, different export files, different presets. I even posted on the official forums of the software I'm using to try and figure out why it's working. And, well, I gave up. I can't figure out how to do it. It's got to go up. I don't know what the fuck's wrong with it. So you're going to have to deal with some video desyncing if you are the kind of person who stares at a hour-long podcast where nothing really happens. So it's a small issue, but it's still pissing me off. And then, right before I post it, I check the thread again just to see if anything is happening, and I get a message from Cedric Bonnier. He's staff. He's part of the people who make this program, and this is what he says to me. It was a software bug the whole time! There was no way I could fix it! Are you fucking kidding me?!
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Crastinators podcast. I am the main dude, the guy who's the number one cool guy. That's me, best guy ever. And who do we got here today with us? We have Hypocrite.
I'm the number 2 guy.
You're poop. We've got Tom Oliver.
I was gonna say number 2 guy too.
Oh no!
Fuck.
You guys are both
fucking kill each other then.
Oh no!
To see who wins.
Actually, you already teamed up to kill me in the brawl.
Find out. The brawl. Go to the Radcon 2 Royal Rumble to find out who is
You and Digi
poop.
fucking wrecked my shit.
You know, I don't mean
you just spoiled it, you idiot. They may not have seen it.
They've all seen it.
They don't
They've
know.
all fucking seen it.
There is a slight similarity between the Ultimate Victor and poop. I do see some visual similarities. But in any case, let's move on to today's topic. So this is from a while ago. It looks like during RadCon, people weren't asking us as many questions. So come on, guys, keep asking questions. But in any case, this is a topic I thought was cool. And it is by... right here. Yeah, okay, here we go. By @VitalusTheKid asks, topic for PCP. What did you guys aspire to around the age of 8 to 14? And he says like writer, game developer, or Spider-Man. Well, he said that, but I don't care about that at all. So just ignore it. I just like to read the whole thing for fun. So, Gib, what do you think?
Well,
what do you
I have a long list of things I wanted to be, because I change my mind basically every time I find something cool.
Makes sense.
The very earliest thing that I wanted to be was, you ever seen Hercules?
Sure. The Disney one?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know the big ice elemental?
Yeah,
I wanted to be that. Because I really liked him. His legs came off every time he walked, but he would still grow them back because he's so cool.
He's so cool. He's really tenacious, willing to fucking break his legs.
He's like ice cool, you would say?
Yeah.
Yes,
dog,
I mean, that goes without saying.
Hey, did you
Made
know,
of ice.
Gib, you played Kingdom Hearts 1, right?
Yep.
And you played 1.5, right?
Yeah.
Did you know that if you go back to the Coliseum at the end of the game, after you've beaten, I think, mostly everything else, that guy's a boss, and you can fight that guy.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah,
okay,
go do it.
well,
And
I
it's
gotta
super
do that
fun.
now.
It's super fun. Oh, and you can fight Sephiroth, too, and he's, the hardest boss
gay,
in the
I
game.
don't care about Sephiroth.
And you can
I
fight
just care about the
other
ice
guys.
elementals. I love elementals in games. They're my favorite trope.
They are pretty great. Oh, and just speaking of Kingdom Hearts, everyone, my Kingdom Hearts lecture is definitely going to be out by the time this is out. So make sure you go to the RadCon 2 playlist and watch all our shit. And there's a big Kingdom Hearts 2 lecture, so go learn yourself some knowledge.
Should I keep going with my list until I'm done, and then we'll do the rest?
I think so, if you don't mind.
Okay, it's not too long. The next thing I wanted to be was a wizard at Hogwarts, because I read the books and I wasn't
Dude,
yet
me too.
of
Me too.
age. And I was like, well, maybe my parents are just really good at hiding secrets about this, or maybe they're muggles. It could be.
Like Hermione.
You know?
Hermione's parents were muggles, and
Yeah, they didn't know shit. So,
Dude, I remember when I turned, I think 10 or 11, I was just waiting for that letter to arrive. I was like, I know it's going to happen to me. I'm the special boy. I'm the chosen one. It's going to be me. But it never
didn't happen to
came.
Ben. Fuck him.
Yeah, fuck Ben. I'm the Lily. Shit, what was her name? He's the Petunia.
Lily Potter.
Yeah, no, it's not.
How could you
Well,
forget?
no,
Lily
her name.
Potter.
She had a different name originally. I'm trying to describe how I'm the cool younger one with all the abilities and the prettiness and the cool sister, and then Ben is Petunia, Vernon's wife, the horrible aunt. That Harry grew up with.
I don't know the
Fuck was
last
their name? Okay, whatever.
Maiden
Doesn't
name.
matter. You know what I mean.
Lily Billy.
That works. Lily Billy.
Yeah, so after I turned whatever it was, the age, I was like, oh, it doesn't exist. Fuck that shit.
Yeah.
Then I wanted to be a drummer, because my dad was a drummer, and occasionally he played at our school for various things, and he's real cool, and I was really proud of him. And I wanted to be a drummer, but I didn't really express deep interest. I was just thinking about it. I was, a dumb kid. You don't realize as a kid you got to do things. You just think about that stuff. Then I think it was 13, 14, where I started reading Mango, and I read Volume 3 of Dragon Ball, and I wanted to be Goku, and I wanted to be a martial artist. And the way I thought about it was I would just train like Goku. I don't need to sign up for a training lessons or anything like that. I would just ask for Christmas some weights that I could wrap around my feet, and I put them on, and if I keep them on for a month and I take them off, I should be able to jump real high. And that was
just like the turtle shells.
Yeah, that's just exactly the same reasoning. I thought it would work. Didn't work.
That's too bad.
I was pretty sad.
I guess
but after that,
I was. Oh, sorry. Go on.
No, you keep.
Well, I was just
going
to say. Now seems like an appropriate time to say that was also my goal, and I also bought a bunch of training weights and wore them throughout most of high school, little 2 to 5 pounders on my wrists and ankles the whole time, and actually they were kind of cheap, and they would spring holes and just leak sand everywhere sometimes, so I would just leave trails of sand behind me wherever I walked, and they'd be like, whoa, there goes that swole kid, leaves sand everywhere. Fuck yeah.
The one thing that
They
was
knew.
cool about those weights is that, I mean, they wouldn't let you jump high, but after you took them off, you felt like your knees could go to the ceiling. You could do whoa, I am really, really strong now.
That's
just for
true.
5 minutes. It's cool.
It's kind of like that thing where, how if you stand inside a doorway and you try to lift your arms up, and then you just do that for a minute, and then you step out, your arms just go up by themselves. It's like, whoa.
Oh yeah.
I love doing that.
So I saw the manga was in the school library, which is where I found it. But nearby was the how to draw manga. And after learning that manga was a thing that you could do as a job, I wanted to be a manga boy. So I tried. This is the one thing that I actually tried doing. I still have my original manga that I drew, and I think I mentioned it on Twitter what it was a combination of. I made a strange Photoshop of everything that was in it, and I kind of want to redraw it at some point and put it out there. It was never finished.
Was this an original story?
It was an original story, but it was very derivative of a lot of different things, which is, I guess, the perfect recipe for a great perfect manga that I would have made.
You should redraw it, though. That sounds cool. I'd like to just see the original stuff.
Yeah.
I don't think I ever saw it.
The thing about the manga was I could not be bothered to start from the beginning. Every time I thought of like a cool story or something, I would just imagine how it would get to the climax, and then I would draw the climax. I would write about the climax because that's the cool part, and the setting up is like, it happened, I guess.
That's hilarious.
So yeah, it's just a climax to a story that nobody is ever going to know about. Then there was a time where my dad, being a drummer, being a rocker guy, he introduced me to Led Zeppelin by playing the Royal Albert Hall 1969 DVD special thing, where he would show like John Bonham playing the drums real fast for ages, and it's like an amazing thing, and all the Jimmy Page stuff, it was just so mesmerizing. I just wanted to be a guitarist after that, and so I would play guitar from I think age 17. Till now, so
that made a big impact on you, it seems.
Yeah, I never really got good enough or confident enough to like write songs or talk to other people who played music, but I can play guitar, so I guess that was one thing.
You know, it's funny. My buddy is definitely worse at guitar than you, and he is a very shy guy, but he knows a bunch of people, and he just did a show, is what I'm trying to say. He was on, he just went to some, like, open mic thing, him and his buddies, and they performed a little bit. And it was original songs, actually. And it sounds like it went pretty cool. So you should do that, too. It's cool.
I wish I could. I don't think I'd ever really get a band unless I just went out and
you
did
should
stuff
play with your dad
by
sometime.
myself. Yeah.
I'm sure you'd be happy to.
I would want to, I don't know. It's hard to do stuff, you know?
I do know that.
Yeah, I think we all are aware of that feel.
I
mean, this is skipping ahead to the end of my list, but I don't really know what I want to do at the moment. But I'll continue the list for now. Sure. After being a guitarist, I was still kind of wanted to be a guitarist, but then obviously YouTube was a thing, and I learned that you could you can make money off it. And my favorite guy was AVGN, so I was thinking, maybe I could one day make a video game review show and talk about PS2 games, because that's a thing that nobody does. And I eventually have done that. In between, I did My Little Pony as a practice run.
Yep.
Which was pretty good. And then, sort of in between all that, in between the pony stage and before the real video game stuff, I had to go to university because my parents were getting mad at me for not choosing something to do for my life. So I decided I like drawing, but and I like the idea of like making a Hayao Miyazaki perfect everything movie and just drawing it and making like the coolest world ever. Because like I love all the Hayao Miyazaki movies, the Spirited Away, they're great. The Laputa Castle in the Sky is probably my favorite just because of the environment. I just love the idea of just building a world and then being able to look at it and then it being animated, and that's like, I could be an animator. Obviously I'm not that good, and I probably never will be because I'm not Japanese. So I did that for 3 years and now I'm done with that, and I don't really know whether I want to do animation, and now I don't know what to do. I'm just doing YouTube because I do YouTube.
So you kind of got a bunch of possibilities in front of you.
I've got a bunch of possibilities. I don't know what I want. What I want to be when I grow up, and I'm already grown up, so it's too late.
Well, that's cool. Yeah, that pretty thoroughly answers the question. Except, Gib, you fucked up because you specifically said 8 to 14. You wasted all of our time. Thanks for ruining this entire cast. Vitalis the kid, I'm sure, is furious that you went outside of his predefined age range. Fuck you, Vitalis.
I mean,
we're all still 14 at heart, so
that's true.
It all counts.
Everything up to the manga stuff was 14, 8 to 14. I would think.
Well, that's cool.
I don't know.
Yeah, no, it's I was interested. Okay, well, hey Tom, why don't you tell us about your dreams as a child?
Sure. So I think like the first thing I was legitimately interested in being, like, I guess I have like some fictional things too, like Gib was saying. I definitely wanted to be a Power Ranger back in the day because my name was Tom and then the green guy was Tom, and that was the coolest thing ever. And I was like, we could hang out and be Power Ranger bros. and I definitely had like dreams and shit all the time of being a Power Ranger. It was the coolest thing ever.
You're
I
still
totally
latching onto that to this day.
And to this day, I honestly want to get like, I want to spend at like $500 someday and get like one of those like really good replica like helmets of the Green Ranger and just wear it
Hell yeah.
all the time, like in public. I don't even care.
Sick.
I still want to go to a con wearing one of those and then get like the Green Ranger t-shirt and just be like a street version of a Power Ranger and just walk around like a boss. That's my dream. Patreon.com/ give me money. I need $500 for that. I also like, but like in terms of like serious things, I guess, the first thing I wanted to be as a little kid was the guys who drove the big fucking construction trucks. I had this weird fucking obsession with those back in the day. I guess it's not super weird. I think a lot of little kids like trucks and shit. But I was like, that was my super first like massive obsession as a little kid. I had tons of like remote control trucks, like dump trucks and like the front loaders and the backhoes, like all of them. I remember
That's fascinating.
My parents got me like one of those, like you kind of like sat down in it. You could like dig up shit with it. I put it in the backyard and I would do that.
Yeah, sure,
like,
okay.
For hours, like every day, just like in my head, I'd be like, yeah, I'm fucking doing all this cool shit.
So we would see little Tom Oliver in his little drivable car thing, driving around his own backyard, digging holes with his child construction equipment.
Yeah, I remember.
Is that
okay,
correct?
well,
awesome.
This one, like,
Awesome.
some of them didn't move. This one, like, kind of just sat there and you could like dig shit. But there was,
Yeah, okay,
I had
okay.
like a remote controlled like bulldozer. I remember it blew my mind because it was like super huge. It had to be like at least $100. It was so like dumb.
Yeah, okay.
And I was like, this is the coolest thing, and you like dig shit with it. And I had like an army of these things, and that was like my thing forever. And like I had all these videos about like trucks and shit. And I was like, it was autistic levels of just like, this is my jam.
That's cool.
For a long time, like through like, I guess once I started going into like elementary school and started like actually learning actual things, that kind of changed. The next big thing I wanted to be was a scientist. Was my next thing. I was super into science all throughout elementary school, specifically astronomy. Astronomy blew my fucking mind. Space was the coolest thing.
A child with his eyes on the stars.
It was
poetic.
I guess so. But that was just like, it was I don't know, it just fascinated me. I liked learning about the solar system and like black holes and supernovas and all that stuff. And I guess like,
I think Ben might have been into that too. Like, you know, he works at Astro Camp after doing physics stuff, and he's kind of into it now. I wonder if he was into it as a kid too. I don't know. I'm just wondering because he's not here. But sorry, go on.
yeah. I mean, I don't know. I always looked forward to science class as a kid, and like I guess also at this time my dad like was like, dude, you should watch Star Trek, and I got into Star Trek, like the classic, and so I was like space,
nice.
and then Lost in Space, and so space was a big deal as a little kid, big into like the sci-fi, and then like science class always talked about that a lot. I remember one time, I think it was in fourth grade, something like that. We did a project where you had to like create your own planet in the solar system and like try and explain like why no one had ever detected it until now. So
I love it.
Came up with this planet that like its orbit, instead of going like horizontally, was like vertically, and it was like orbiting in such a way that our orbit never like crossed paths with it, and that was kind of the whole thing. I had like this whole explanation for the project. It was pretty cool.
That is cool.
And I was totally obsessed with science and astronomy and shit up until I think middle school, when math started showing up in science. I was like, oh, fuck this. And that killed that dream right quick, because math and me do not get along at all. So that wasn't really working. After that, there was a huge period of time where I didn't give a shit about the future and just played video games. So
Good.
did nothing, just played a lot of PlayStation 2. Then at some point I was like, I think I got into Newgrounds, and I was like, oh, you can make video games.
Yeah.
I want to do that, because we had this class in school where it was like multimedia design, and then there's like, this is Flash, this is what they make all that shit, and I was like, oh. So I started doing like little animations and stuff in Flash, and I was like, all right.
Was this in high school or was this in middle school?
This was still in middle school. I think this was like 8th grade or something.
Okay, all right.
So I think I'm already past the 14, so maybe this is the end of my journey. But yeah, animator / video game guy was the last big thing, until like it became comics and then writing stories and YouTube and all that jazz. So,
Well, you can keep going and like tell us when that happened, because I'm still curious. If
All
it
right,
goes
well-
past
well,
14, it doesn't matter.
it started with programming and making video games, because that was the big thing I was into. It's like, oh, I could make these things. That'd be really cool. And I had a friend in high school who already knew how to program. He was making games for like the TI-83 calculators that everyone had to have in math.
Yeah, awesome.
So like he knew all that shit. He's like, you can put like a custom OS on this, and then you can load all these games. You can play all these games. So like we'd look like we're doing work, but we were just playing like Phoenix, which is like this like shmup game. And they had like a Mario clone for it and like a Doom clone. So you're just playing all these games on your calculator, and the teachers were too dumb to realize.
Doom clone on the calculator.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
That's awesome. Those TI-83s inspired a world of hackers and elite gamer MLG peeps.
Before the iPhone, there was the TI-83, the original.
That's right.
Fucking gaming in disguise machine. So
okay, but seriously, I'm really wondering, was it even possible to play Doom reasonably well on that thing? How could it be? There's no controller.
Well, they had a D-pad on it, which you could move around with, and then you could use like the second button, which is like the function, like a second button on the other side, and there was another button under it that they kind of generally used for controls. And they had an engine called the Raycaster engine that did pseudo 3D like Wolfenstein 3D and Doom did, but they somehow made it work on the calculator. And so like they had 3D FPS games on there. They worked reasonably well, which was really fucking crazy.
Are TI-83 calculators like standard issue for a lot of American schools?
Yeah.
So I've heard a lot of people talk about them, but I've never seen one until I googled it just now.
Yeah, they're kind of like you're expected to buy one, and I remember like parents got really pissed because like $100-something, and it's just like I don't want to spend that much on my little kid, but they're like, you have to. We have to learn how to use graphs.
I mean, I had to buy a calculator too, but they just called it like a scientific calculator, and it had like all the buttons, but it didn't have a screen like that.
Yeah, so the difference is that the step above scientific calculator is a TI-83. They're called graphing calculators, and they have the dot matrix screen is essentially for being able to plot graphs. Like you put in data points, and the screen lets you plot the data and like map like the trends and stuff. Because there was a lot of like I never did any of this shit because fuck math, but that was the reason that the graphing calculator exists.
Did someone order pizza? And by pizza, I mean killing your orphans and also eating your babies?
How did you know?
I did, just in time.
Hey!
Hey,
you're just in luck.
All right, hang on. Tom was finishing his explanation of scientific and graphing calculators.
Yes, super fucking interesting. I wanted to be a scientific calculator when I grew up. No, that's the reason they were made. But then people like hacked them, and you could put like custom software on there because they ran programs. And so people were like, well, programs, let's make games. So they had like a custom OS you could put in there called Mirage OS, and it was a launcher for launching games. And then you could play like Mario and Doom and a bunch of other like shooter games and stuff like that. And somehow it proliferated all throughout our school, and everybody had those. So my friend could code for this because it was all in BASIC, and he knew BASIC and shit. So I wanted to do that too. It was my friend Stefano. After high school, he moved to California and started making like iPhone games and stuff. So he actually
sounds like he was above the curve here.
He was a genius. He could do like super like photorealistic art and drawing, and was super smart and was super rich. He was like one of those guys who like crit hit on life, and I hate him.
Right.
But he was a cool guy. So he could do all that shit, and I wanted to do that. So I bought a book on doing programming, and it was the fucking hardest shit in the world. I couldn't understand it. And I realized that like the thing I liked about games wasn't the gameplay, it was like the storytelling. And so that's where like, oh, I want to do comics and stuff came from. And that tism lasted all the way through a couple years ago when I realized I just want to write, and now I'm going to be an author and a YouTuber guy.
Word.
And that's the story.
Okay, cool. Good. Succinct. You got the full picture, yes. Thank you, Munchie. All right, Munchie, Mr. Wise Guy, why don't you tell us about your dreams so we can laugh and shit on them?
No!
Yeah, that's right. Tell all, Munch. Reveal
still 14.
Yourself.
He still like is in this age.
Well, Munchie is 16, so he's just barely outside the range of this thing.
Before I go into mine, real quick, Tom, have you ever heard of Temple OS?
I have not heard of Temple OS.
It's an OS based deeply in the Bible, and it's based on two principles: God is good, and number two, I can code better than the CIA.
Wait, what hardware does this OS run on?
What do you mean? Yeah,
I don't. Oh, wait, what are you talking about? I don't understand.
It's like a computer. It's a computer operating system.
Okay, so this is a computer that runs. What was it? Mirage OS.
He said Temple
No,
OS.
Temple.
Mirage
Temple, okay,
OS.
right, okay, right.
What's the calculator one?
Temple OS.
Right. Is there anything particularly special about it?
It can run fast and it's Christian.
Okay, that's good. It's approved. It's kosher. Okay, Munchie, tell
Okay,
us.
what I wanted to be a one of those video game.
You wanted to be a video game. Okay.
Then like and I wanted to be that like up until like I was 10, and then I like saw code and I was like, oh, never mind.
I
Make them?
Yeah.
Yeah.
More specifically, I wanted to like draw the like.
Take that
pixel
dick out of your
shit.
mouth when you speak, Munchie, all right?
Oh
Try
my
again.
God.
Try again.
Oh my
You
god!
got caught.
Damn it! I was just sucking off my best friend San Francisco.
Yeah. Cause that's gay
I
town.
wanted to
That's
draw.
rude.
Yep. Well, you know, I gotta stay true to life. I wanted to draw the like the sprite sheets for video games, and then I was like, nah, it's gay. And then I was like, I want to draw like shit, like not like that, but like still like that. And then I was like, and here I am.
I've drawn both of those sprite sheet art. I mean, when I was working on Bell with my buddy Rich, I did a bunch of sprite sheet stuff, and it was a big fucking pain, and it really sucked. And
What
never doing it again.
I used to take the sprite sheets from Fire Emblem, the portraits and the animations, and just alter the colors so that they'd be different guys.
You were a DA
have-
recolor fag.
Well, I didn't do it
I
for
used
like
to do
any
that as
reason
well.
other than I liked the idea of like, oh yeah, if I take the light blue in this guy's hair and change it to light green, and then take the dark blue in this guy's hair and change it to dark green, he'll have dark hair.
He'll be
And I was
my
learning about
original
shading.
Oh, that's cool.
character.
That's different.
Oh, I see what you're saying. That's cool.
I was doing it just for myself, and I was just fill bucket in paint, like click click. Yeah, it's different now.
Hey,
I
didn't you?
used to make
That's my
sprite
sprites.
comics with Kirby Superstar Ultra characters.
Really?
Oh, I want to see
Yeah.
those.
Was that Big Bird a character? I forget his name. You know?
Well, you know,
What, from
I made
Sesame
him one.
Street?
no.
made him one.
There's a Big Bird in
Sesame
Kirby
Street.
Superstar whose name I can't remember.
Dynablade.
That's the
you
one.
Fucking cuck.
Yeah, it's Dynablade. They're little babies.
Yeah,
I want to see a
dude's so
Sesame
hot.
Street Kirby crossover.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Kirby would suck up his big old gonads.
Kirby would
and
eat
spit
all of
'em
Oscar the
right back at
Grouch's,
his dick.
Trash.
Yeah, and then Oscar the Grouch would be revealed to be a no-legged man.
Hey,
Yep.
so
Oh,
Kirby
no.
eats a lot of stuff. Does he care about what he's consuming? Like, does he taste it, or does it just get absorbed? Like, does he only want to eat
This is
I
good
explained
things?
in the anime.
Oh, really? Oh,
This is
please
I
lay
assumed
it
it
on me.
was like a black hole in his belly.
And that you're exactly right,
Yeah.
Hippo.
Whoa.
Whenever he eats something, it's transported to a endless and infinite space dimension.
Does Meta Knight have
in,
one of these?
in this space dimension?
So he can never be full. That's kind
Yeah,
of
he
sad.
can never
Tragic.
be full.
That's tragic. Does Meta Knight also have that?
no.
Because he's the same kind of being as Kirby, right?
Meta Knight is like a grown-up Kirby, so I guess they like lose that.
Okay.
And
Also,
they gain
Meta
a
Knight
sword.
like. Yeah, and then they get on their mask, and then they're like, I gotta fucking stop, dude, like nightmares and shit, dude, that's like gay.
Hey, Kirby is male, right? Or is it not specified?
Yes. No, it's male.
Okay, I
They,
was
they
just
refer
wondering.
to him as a boy in like every game.
I was just thinking about it because, you know, like Kirby's got this endless void to be filled, and Meta Knight's got this big rod to insert into things. So I'm just wondering, you know, if there's something
no.
going on here. Okay, all right.
Well, Nate, if you think that stops people, then you've got another thing coming. To comment more on what I wanted to be, because that's what the podcast is about.
Yes.
I also, like, for a while, I thought that I wanted to do claymation.
Oh, I had
I
a
don't know
phase when
why.
So did I.
I tried to arrange my Super Mario plushies together and like cut over and over again, so I would have the perfect Super Mario plushie YouTube video. And I would,
Actually, if you go to
I
the
would- I
very
would be
beginning
perfect.
of my Give and Take channel, you'll see like the first few animation tests of like stop frame where I turned my desk into a studio, put a black blanket over the screen, and I would take pictures without knowing what I was doing.
That's cool.
I did that too. There was like this guy on YouTube back in like the mid 2000s who did a lot of like really crazy claymations to like pendulum songs and stuff. I watched that. I was like, this is the coolest shit ever. I want to do it. So me and my friend were going to start, but he never did. I did a couple experiments. I'm just like, it's too hard. I quit.
They are really hard. I think I did a little at some point. I don't know. This was like a recent thing.
I did
It
one in
is
college.
real
I had to
hard.
take an animation class. So I did do a couple stop motion animations in college. And they were actually kind of not shit.
That's cool. All right, Munch, what else you got for us?
I also have, well, to comment on that real quick, I eventually got my friend on, and I need 2 people to help me move around my
Munchie,
shit.
I appreciate that you're trying to be interesting, but making up things about how you have friends is just, we're
Oh my
getting away from
God,
real life,
Nate.
so just
Hey,
keep it
you
real.
know how like
Keep it real.
you know how like people die when they're shot with video game guns?
Yeah, right.
In real life?
Yeah.
Well, guess what? I'm gonna pull out my rocket launcher.
Okay, I'm with you.
Okay.
Why did you pull out your deagle, boy?
No,
Oh,
well,
you should've pulled out the
I wanted to say that, but then I was like, nah. Anyway,
Played out.
we were doing a skit where Peach was talking to Bowser, and then I just say, like in a gravelly voice as Bowser, I want to have sex, bro. And he was like, he shut off the camera, looked me dead in the eyes, and screamed, "Why would you say that?"
Why do you think, idiot? All right.
Anyway, other than that, I was really interested for some reason in the idea that I could possibly be like a voice actor, but not really.
I have one of those.
I didn't like actually like believe I liked my voice whatsoever. I just wanted to like be the Lion King.
Are you Mufasa or like the movie, like a DVD copy of the movie? You wanted to be that?
A VHS copy.
Okay,
of the
right.
movie.
Okay. How'd that work out?
Pretty good. I'm halfway there. I have
How
the
was
murdering
your, show
part.
us your roar?
You're halfway there, right?
Not bad.
You sound more like the bird.
Toucan Sam, my
Big
favorite
Bird?
guy.
You
I don't
know,
think
the-
anyone remembers that bird's
Zazu?
name. Oh,
Zazu.
you ruined it.
I was trying to think of.
Chaton?
I was trying to think of what type of bird he is, but I have no idea.
Oh, I forgot because Tom's really into the extended Lion King universe.
You caught me.
So he knows all the shit.
That's my secretism that I don't tell anybody about.
So what type of bird is Zazu?
He's like he looks like a he looks kind of like a toucan, but like smaller and weirder.
He's probably some crazy African species of bird that we
like a
just don't
tiki
understand.
toko. Yeah, I don't know. African words, something.
Tell us in the comments what species Zazu is.
You guys know,
He's a Fruit Loop. Yeah.
Who's a fucking
in England we call them toucans.
Really?
Yeah, we don't pronounce the A, toucan.
That's interesting.
Hey, why
So
is
puns
retard
about-
England?
So like puns regarding toucans would be like two can play at that game, not 2 cans of pecans or whatever.
I see. Interesting that in that
Cat
particular
scans.
example, you used can for both of those words.
Well, toucan, fucking, yeah, you know,
I feel you.
everybody hates A.
Agreed. Okay, well,
I also figured when I would grow up, I would just be rich, not for doing anything, but I just figured at one point people would recognize that they needed to give me money.
Well, that kind
and
of,
then they would proceed to give me money.
that kind of lifestyle is reinforced in our modern television programming, where expectations of wealth and riches and fame. How's that working out?
Well, I started out my journey into order to acquire money by selling not like actual drawings that I tried to do, but I just like wrote down on like lined paper smiley faces and I charged them for $6 a pop.
Dude, that's like
on lined paper.
that's like what Fantano was doing, selling his what was it, like images of Hillary during the campaign when he's trying to be with her. Please buy my art for $35. I'm a starving artist trying to survive.
And that gumption, that real fire in me transformed into nothing, and now I don't care.
Good. And the world was better off.
Oh, there was also a brief moment of time where I wanted to make specifically apple and orange juice, and I felt very passionate about
Ooh,
this.
I like that. Did you ever
Yeah.
want to dabble in making apple butter?
You know what? No, I haven't.
That's
But
too bad.
I don't know what apple butter is.
But I think
so,
you and me
know.
should team up, become the Hennessy brothers, and make
my
apple
God.
butter. That's been a dream of mine for a long time.
I
be
did
real,
make
Nate. Your
butter
real
once.
dream is to be brothers with someone other than Ben.
That's true. That's what I wanted most of all growing up. One day I'll achieve that. I'm just looking for replacements.
Yeah, you're forever on the scale. You have a very high expectation of your future brother,
Yes,
and you make sure you get the perfect one because your first one was such a disaster.
That's
you
right.
need to prepare yourself.
that's exactly right. Okay, so you got any other dreams when things you do? Any of that shit?
There was a brief moment of time where I wanted to be a superhero farmer and kill the KKK.
Now, hang on.
That-
Does that mean that you were going to be a farmer and your crops were superheroes, or you were both a superhero and a farmer?
Both a superhero and a farmer.
Okay, I see.
Unfortunately.
I see.
Like
And-
Superman.
Yes, exactly.
I'm not familiar with
And
this character.
Fucking plagiarism.
Oh yeah, he's from a
Well,
farm.
what-
I
Yeah,
remember
he
now.
grew
Okay.
up in Kansas.
But does he like do shit?
When he was
He
younger.
did
Probably
Sure,
knows
shit
how
back
to
in the day.
plant a tomato.
Oh, I don't believe this for a fucking second.
He's
Put it in the ground, just cover it up with earth.
done.
Put a bit of water on it.
Hey, if there's farmers on other planets, instead of calling it Earth, do they call it like alien? Is that?
We don't call. Well, I mean,
Yeah,
we
we
call
do.
this planet Earth, so
Think
if we
about
called
it.
another planet Mars, they would call it Mars.
call it
Well,
alien.
okay, I think there's like two definitions for Earth. Earth as in soil and Earth as in the planet. I think we just called the planet Earth because we didn't know it was a planet back in the day. So maybe
Yes.
every alien planet is actually called their equivalent for dirt because back in the day they didn't know there was a planet either.
Here's the thing, though. Nobody fucking speaks alien because nobody exists. Not even
Oh,
us.
that's not true. Well, I mean, we don't know, but I
How
bet.
can aliens be real if we aren't eyes?
Yeah. I believe that there are probably some forms of life out in the universe elsewhere. As if there's big old aliens,
Nate,
know.
I agree.
That's
I'm with
unlikely.
you,
Did you
dude.
get the
Maybe.
news?
I watched Star
Nate?
Trek,
There
I'm
aren't
hopeful.
aliens. There's only Jewish people out there in the cosmos.
What's the difference?
There's only Jews.
Oh, like, because
What's the deal with alien food?
Yes, they brought their alien humor to us on this planet that we just can't understand, but it fascinates us, like Seinfeld, their leader.
The show is their leader, not the people in it.
Oh, the show, yeah.
That's a shame. Get on the mothership. That's my Jerry Seinfeld impression.
That's a good one.
All right, Nate. Let's talk
Yeah,
about
okay, let's
your
move on.
fucking gay shit.
Shans, I can't think of what to
No,
say when I
no.
was growing up.
I thought it
Shans.
was away from this.
No,
Botfly.
he was defeated in the Wrestle Rumble, but he'll never be truly dead. The spirit of the Undertale fandom will always endure. There's no getting rid of it.
It's true,
no.
unfortunately.
Okay, when I wanted to be a kid, you guys remembered a lot more details than I can, so I can really only remember a couple things I actually wanted to be. Like when I was a kid, when I was in elementary school, I found out about Dragon Ball, the show actually, not the manga like Gib did. This is Dragon Ball Z. And so, like, I just got really into being fit and buff because I wanted to be like a super cool guy like Goku and beat up bad guys and have all the ladies
black
like me and
piece of
stuff.
shit.
So yeah, I started working out like in elementary school, and I mean I totally fell off the wagon for like years in between, and started seriously again like way later in college. But Goku was always my hero, and I wanted to be Goku, like DBZ Goku specifically. And like the only other profession I can remember, or really I guess that Goku isn't a profession. So the only profession I can really remember wanting to be when I was that young was I really wanted to be a doctor. And I believe that is mostly due to the fact that when I was a kid, I saw Osamu Tezuka's Blackjack. I saw like the OVA from the 90s, and I thought Blackjack was the coolest guy, and the doctors were fucking sick, which they are. But I really wanted to be just like Blackjack. So so eventually that just manifested in me going to the school I went to for their biology program, and I had the intention of eventually like going into med school afterward. But when I got there, I realized like, oh my god, this is gonna take so fucking long. There's no way I'm doing this shit. So when I was in
You didn't want
college,
to be a doctor so you could because you had such reverence for Dr.
breast
Beverly
examinations?
Crusher. What a babe, am I right?
Crusher is kind of a babe. Like, she's got a weird mom babe body. Yeah, I was like, she's the hottest girl. She's the hottest girl in Star Trek, for sure. There's no girl hotter than Beverly Crusher.
We're talking about fucking Stambabe?
I don't know what the fuck that means.
We're talking about fucking Shajna?
Shut up, this is my time. This is my story.
Space Road.
Mad Max.
That. All right, whatever. Well,
Space Trail.
It doesn't matter. But when I was in college, like, I decided not to be a doctor, and I did like game design, and then later computer science, and then just like now I'm program and do YouTube stuff. But that was way later. But another thing I was really into when I was a kid, this isn't really about like a career, but there was a character who I emulated even more strongly than Blackjack or Goku or anyone. This had like a huge impact on me in the way that I carried myself until like college from like middle school. That was when I saw the movie Vampire Hunter D Bloodlust.
Dude.
That was like my favorite movie ever. It's fantastic. It's the best animation version of like Yoshitaka Amano's art.
Does Vampire Hunter D have the will of the D, or is that just pretend?
He's yeah. Let me say yeah. He's just like, so that whole movie is, and even like there was I hadn't seen it at the time, but there was like a first Vampire Hunter D movie that had been made, as well as like the light novels, or maybe they're just normal novels with great art from Amano in them. But like I hadn't read any of those, hadn't seen the first movie, but had only seen this one, and just like consistently. And Digi always tells me about this because he's read some of the books. Like, D is fawned over by every character. There is a scene in one of the books that Digi has told me about where D walks into a room and it is described that all the women instantly fall in love with him, but he is so beautiful that also the men also instantly fall in love with D. So
this is where Wants the D comes from. Is this where I mean...
I think so. I think so.
Clearly, it has to be the case.
Yeah, the Vampire Hunter D was a big inspiration for Rene Descartes, who made famous the D meme. But of course, it all comes from Vampire Hunter D. But all that matters is that he was super beautiful. I wanted to be cool like him. He had these awesome gothic clothes that I thought were super rad. And like I was a little kid when I saw this movie. We went to this thing in Massachusetts, this big Renaissance fair called King Richard's Fair, which is pretty cool. Have you been there, Tom?
I have been there.
Oh, cool! It's a fun place. When I was there, I happened to see a giant floppy leather hat, just like D's, and it was like $100. And I spent like my life savings of $100 on this giant, retarded floppy leather hat that I still have to this day because it looks like D's. It's back in my parents' house.
Well, I can't wait to see it in best anime ever, Vampire Hunter D Blood.
Oh, I definitely will wear that exact thing. Oh my god, yes. I have to do that.
Nate.
What?
Hey, if it's back at your parents' house, then Ben has already taken it for his own.
Oh my god, he's wearing my hat and my shoes now. Fuck you, Ben. Give me my goddamn shoes back, you bitch. And last thing about D was that D is like a real... The whole movie is D kind of by himself doing shit. And then he runs into people and he deals with it. But, like, he spends most of his time alone, and, like, his hand talks to him. So, like, the movie is filled with, like, he's got a parasite in his left hand that's, like, his best friend and helper guy, and it talks to him. It's this weird face thing.
Yeah.
And, it's kind of exactly like, you know the monk from Inuyasha who has, like, a wind tunnel in his hand?
Moroku.
It's just like... Moroku, right. It's just like that. Only this one's alive and talks to him.
It's way cooler, actually, than Moroku.
It is way cooler. This guy has like personality and sass, and he's like, "Oh, D, you fucking idiot! I hate you, you little bitch. But I'm gonna help you because I actually like you."
So complex.
He's a very complex character. But so like the whole movie, D barely speaks at all. He's so soft spoken, but he's so powerful, and he gets so much shit done, and everyone loves him. This made a big impression on me as a kid, and I stopped talking in class because I wanted to be just like D. And just became a silent guy for like
Clearly
several
that
years.
last.
It lasted a while actually, until like the start of maybe college. I was all of high school and middle school. I really tried to be reserved so people would think that I'm super cool, but it did not work out.
The world does not work like an anime, unfortunately.
That's when I learned that lesson. Well, years later. But that's it.
I have a question.
Sure.
If you're done with the story.
I'm pretty much done. Yeah.
Okay. When did you become a gay faggot idiot?
I guess when I saw this movie. That's when it happened. We can isolate the incident right there. But I watched
like
that
the
movie
man
again.
In that light novel, Nate officially
Yes.
was gay. For D.
I was just one of these guys charmed by D's beauty and wanted to be just like him. But I went a step further, and so like in high school, I was this kid walking around with I had super long hair. By the way, it was down to my waist, so that was another thing inspired by D. I've got some pictures, but it's fucking weird. I was this kid who wore like Death Note shirts. I wore Kingdom Hearts armbands, a heartless and a nobody symbol on my wrist. Yeah, dude. Yeah. I wore like weights as well on my wrists in addition and on my ankles because I also wanted to still be Goku. So I was like training this whole time of wearing all this shit. Oh my god, I was a god. I was a fucking king of that school, as you can imagine.
My mom would not let me be because I wanted to do that. My mom's like, "You're not going out in public with that shit."
That's with this fucking Death Note shirt. No, I don't think so, Buster.
Nate, if I had saw you walking down the schools, the halls of my school, I would have been scared for my fucking life.
I thought you were gonna say you'd beat the shit out of me, but hey, you don't want to mess with a dude with a Death Note shirt, dude. Who knows what the fuck he's gonna do?
I know. Fuck.
All right, well that's about it for me. Yeah, did we miss anything? I mean, if we don't have anything else, we can just kind of jump into questions right away and just start doing other questions from Twitter.
Yeah, I mean, that seems like a fair idea.
Okay.
Wait,
Go on,
before you do that, I forgot to mention that at one point I wanted to
Die?
be
You wanted to die?
Well, that persists to this day, so that wouldn't be past it. Anyway, I wanted to be an 1880s like pilgrim farmer.
Okay. Did you?
And I just thought that would pay itself.
That would
To be a
Pay
pilgrim.
for itself.
Well, yeah, being a farmer is kind of cool if you can sustain yourself. You know, I do worry a little bit about if society collapses, that I personally will definitely not be able to survive. I don't have the skills to do so, you know? That's a bit of a worry to me. So,
I will long for death.
I would just be cats.
sorry, Munch, what?
I imagine myself going up to gang members and smart
Suck
talking
it.
them
Uh-oh.
when they pull a gun on me, but like, yeah, whatever, bro. You're gonna shoot
Dude,
me.
I don't even believe
mind.
in bullets, dude. Just try it. Just try it.
I just have fantasies of that because, like, if I die, then that's what I want. But if I don't, then I'm the coolest guy in the world.
So you want to die, but if you lived, it'd be cool. So
Yeah.
yeah, okay. all right.
So I just need to
sick.
find some black people, I guess.
Oh no.
Believe me, I can arrange
Well,
that.
I believe Trump is going to ship them all out to England soon, so don't worry.
Yeah.
There'll be plenty.
Cool. Nice.
Okay,
Nigel
let's.
Farage is not going to allow that.
Okay, let's go to the questions here.
Let's go to the polls.
Okay, here's one that I thought was yeah. Let's go to the polls. Pokemon. I've been with her. I don't. Is this question retarded or not? You guys will have to tell me. By @JoshRushing. If you could be an anime protagonist or antagonist, which genre would you want your anime to be? Josh, you blew it, buddy.
I would want it to be a romantic comedy. And I would want to be the janitor who peeps on all the girls and doesn't get anything, and also gets beat up by somebody.
I would want to be in one like Undertale and or
That's not an anime. Sam, that's not an anime genre.
That's a good
I
point,
would
though.
wanna
That's
be
not
a-
an anime, you idiot.
Oh, I wanted to be one though, so I'm gonna be it.
Sort of better.
Okay, I'll make an exception. You get to be Undertale, my friend.
Sick, bro.
Tom,
This is the origin story of the Undertale.
he wanted to be an anime, but he chose Undertale, which really fucked it up, but it somehow worked out and he got immeasurable powers. Okay, Tom, what about you?
Well, I mean, I think like the natural first inclination to say you want to be in a harem anime, but
That's what I was thinking.
the
That's what
guys
I
in
was
the harem
thinking.
Anime never get laid.
Oh, no. That's why you need to watch the best harem anime of all time.
Anime. Anime.
Anime.
Anime, 'cause you got your fucking hand on your dick the whole time.
High School DxD is an anime where the guy... I mean, I didn't finish it. The guy has
DxD
not
sounds a little
fucked
gay,
anyone
bro.
yet.
Just saying.
What? Say that again?
DxD sounds a little gay. I'm just saying.
No, it's that's true. It does sound gay. I know you say it like that, but it's about this dude who's just got such lust for the puss, and he's just all about it. And he like the girls all get naked and they rub up on him all the time. And I haven't seen him have sex yet, but I think he's working towards it. I think there's real progression.
That's why I just
here.
want to be in Vampire Hunter D. Clearly, we've already established the best. That he's like fucking long-lived, super badass. Everybody wants to fuck him.
Yes, that's true.
And
That's
and
the
his
best
hand
one.
is always there for him in more ways than one.
You know what pisses me off though? When there's a harem anime and the main guy just does not fuck all the sluts,
Right?
Like Tenchi Muyo. What a fucking cuck bitch! I hate that guy.
Agreed.
It's a fucking.
That's why you can't be in a harem
shit.
anime, because for some reason, like, if you're the pro tag of a harem anime, you hate sex and you hate women.
That's true. That's true.
Which is something that I believe strongly, so I resonate deeply with all the harem protagonists.
Okay, let's move on
Actually,
next.
I changed my mind.
Yeah.
I changed my mind. I want to be Porco Rosso. I want to be the pig.
A pilot boy.
Because I like flying planes and I like snorting. And also the girl's cute. I think he gets with the girl.
Yeah,
I forget.
I think so. Doesn't he get like cured or like Beast, like Beauty and the Beast rules or something at the end?
Yeah.
I think he does. I can't remember. But yeah,
he
he's
has
cool.
He says a sad moment with dead flying boys.
Oh, he's a good boy, Porco boy. I was gonna say I'd want to be in a sci-fi thing because I love sci-fi, and that's it. What?
Stimple Bible.
Yeah, that, and also by Ennui on Me again. Hello there, Ennui. What procrastinator is the best dancer? I got to go with Robogupta on that one. He's a well-known, professional dancer.
I mean, he has shoes specifically made for tactical dancing.
That's exactly right. How could you beat that? I mean, maybe if I were to steal those shoes, I might be able to beat him out, but...
Well, see, here's what you have to understand.
Mm-hmm.
He himself is already a professional grade dancer, but those shoes make him 12 times
my
better
God.
at dancing than the average robot.
Okay. Well, no one could compete with that.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Some of these are just very vague. Guys, that's specific questions. If you ask, like, what's your favorite movies? That's real vague. Actually, you know what? To be fair, those are better questions for, like, a topic of an entire discussion. But for this part...
Favorites are not
hard.
my favorite. I hate having favorites. My least favorite thing is to have a favorite of anything. Mm-hmm. It's dumb and gay and stupid and list enabling. I hate lists. Fuck you, Digi.
I
You
feel the same
ruined
way.
your life, and
Except
I laugh
yeah.
at you. Lol.
All right, then.
Sick burn. I do have one favorite, and that's my favorite method of murder.
Yeah.
Is what's challenge pissing.
What's that?
You try and piss 6 feet straight up in the air and not get wet.
Through what means is execution caused, or is murder exercised in this method?
Well, if you get pee on yourself, then
You
get
die.
shot.
You have to kill yourself.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. That makes sense. I wouldn't want to be tainted like that.
That's like, imagine pee roulette.
Oh no! Like you got like
Yeah.
6 guys, each of which has drank a various
May or
amount of
may not
liquid.
have to pee.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, here's one by Elton or at IceKiller159, who's got that really cool Escavalier Pokemon icon that I love. When eating cereals, do you pour the milk first or the cereal first?
Cereal first.
Always
Cereal
Always
first.
cereal. Does anyone do milk? You'd have
If
to
you
be
do
a
milk
fucking
first,
animal.
you're a commie and you need to be shot.
I suspect
If
this.
you do milk first, it's,
Well, look who's speaking, Tom.
objectively worse because you don't know how much cereal need. Like you might put like too much cereal in or not enough cereal. But the point is, you don't know how much cereal you want to
If you
eat.
put in the milk first, the cereal floats on top of the milk.
Like every
and it doesn't
what
work.
I mean
It's
is
gonna
what I mean
splash.
is everyone has a preferred amount of milk soakage in it.
It's true.
Right? Mm-hmm. Like everybody likes like maybe a bit more milk left over, maybe no milk left over, like me. And the amount of cereal you're willing to eat depends on how much milk you like and how much the milk you need to put in.
True.
Oh,
So if you
no.
put the milk in first, you don't know how much you're going to have to eat. And if you have to eat too much, then it's too much.
And you know, this guy, at your very best bud, Declan Khan, immediately replied to that. What kind of a savage pours the milk first? The very image has physically shaken me. He's literally shaking, you guys. But I was going to say, you know, we all kind of do have experience with this horrible phenomenon. Because once you're eating your cereal, after you've eaten all all the the cereal. All that's left is milk. If you want to pour yourself a second bowl, you have no choice but to do it. And so we all know what a horrible experience it is. That milk goes everywhere. It's a nightmare. Nobody does that.
I don't know, but if I have extra milk and I need more cereal, I will usually always put in more cereal and then add more milk to balance it out again.
So, well, yeah, but you still have to add cereal on top of it.
I don't actually have the splashing problem. I guess everyone else is just
do.
really vigorous with their cereal. I just pour it in like a normal
Believe
person
me,
and it's
I
fine.
put more effort into pouring my cereal than I do into being a decent human being.
Well,
which is
I
zero.
have to say.
Yeah, you know.
Okay, here we go. Here's maybe this will be our last question. I don't know. We'll see. And this one is just a light topic by Mr. Upload X XG Upload. Oh, TP Crastinators, what do you think of the current political climate? I've got a few choice words for you, my friend. Pokemon, go to the polls. It's up to you, my friend. You decide.
I think Trump's gonna be an alright president. He'll probably not live up to everything that he said he would, but that's just politics for you.
You're not in America.
I think that I'm gonna. I think he's gonna be, he's gonna be a bit funny, a bit silly, bit a crazy guy, but nothing's really
You are so
Brit
Brit-splaining to me right now. This is very offensive.
It's gonna be pretty fucking shit and normal and normally shit and shittily normal for everyone, and the world's gonna just slowly burn.
No, what are you doing? You're scaring away our intense
really hope-
SJW audience who think that Trump is going to be a nightmare.
I really hope Trump is actually gonna blow everyone up because I want to die.
Oh, God.
Sam.
Sick, bro. Sick, bro.
I think the current political climate can be summed up in one word, and that is
Heinous.
shit is fucked up, but also not that bad. It's pretty good. All right, sick.
I mean, you are a staunch SJW cuck, so
Is
I
that
know.
a German
true.
word? 'Cause
The
how
most
Germans, they
blue-pilled
put all
person
the-
on the face of the earth.
The most blue-pilled
all the
person on the
words
face of the
together.
earth in the most red-pilled podcast on the face of the earth, the Procrastinators podcast. It's a match made in heaven.
I got a fucking clear pill, dude.
Whoa, that's just
I
that's
got
a placebo.
iron pilled actually.
Go
Make
on.
sure you research all the. Make sure you
I
research all those
tried to
pills I
research
sent
it
you.
because you put the image in the chat, but I was on mobile and I clicked it
Ah,
and I
you
couldn't
bitch.
fucking see it because it didn't
Thanks,
show
Discord.
Let's try to remember to post this intense pill image somewhere in the comments or something. Or
I'll remember. Don't
okay,
worry.
good. God, we are floundering hardcore. Anyway, I think we're all done. Anyone got anything else? I could. You know what? Let me grab one more question. How about? God, these are just all so vague.
When I was a little kid, I really liked the idea of being God,
Interesting.
and
Interesting.
and I did it.
Hey, in
So I'm God.
the guys who made Death Note are making a new manga. Oh God, is it called?
Life Note.
Now, I forget the name of it. I'm gonna look it up while I'm talking about it. But the premise behind it is that it's kind of the opposite of Death Note in that like a bunch of angels that are invisible to most people. They
Life Note.
they come down and they visit fucking like just like how the Shinigami joined up with an individual person, like the angels come down and they like join another person, but now they're all it's a competition between like I don't know, there's like 30 of them who have done this now, and they all have to kill each other because whoever is the winner at the end gets to become God, which is pretty fucking sick. Oh, it's called
Life
Plat-
Note.
Takes place
It's not
in
Life
fucking
Note.
Japan
It's called
again.
Platinum End. It's called Platinum End.
Deathlight.
Is it the
go.
Japanese code they're trying to
Star.
It's called what? Gib?
be? Is it like the whole like the angels come down and they're all in Japan because Japan is the only place that has God?
Well, it's the only non-godless place left in this corrupt world of ours. I don't know. The only characters we've seen have been like Japanese high schoolers and shit. But I only read like 10 chapters. So. Oh wait, no. There was like a serial killer. There was a serial killer who got one. Who was a cute girl.
Oh,
who was
sick.
dude. That was pretty sick, bro.
Speaking of serial killers, don't you hate it when people say they put the milk in first?
Yeah, I feel like becoming a serial killer against everyone who does that.
Yeah, dude.
Speaking of serial killers, hey guys, it's me, Munchie.
He munches on cereal, dude.
Oh, God.
I gotcha.
By the way, I want.
We
I
should
wanna
wait. We
stop
should bring.
this
We should
meme.
bring Serial Experiments Lane in on this. Get her opinion
Oh,
on the.
fuck.
She's the
Oh,
expert.
my-
She's the expert.
That's like my most popular
It
tweet.
is her
It's got like
masterpiece,
1,000 retweets or something.
It's the best thing I ever did.
You'll never top it.
I know.
I wanted to stop this meme that of people not pouring a lot of milk into their cereal. Slurping up the milk after you eat the cereal is the best part of cereal.
I pour a lot of milk
You
myself.
bitch.
I'm a milk boy. I admit it.
Oh,
I'm
good.
a milk
Dude,
boy.
sick. You're gonna drink that fucking milk, bro. Yeah.
Okay, all right. We're done. That's it. Thanks for watching.
No, you weren't you
everybody.
gonna get a new question?
I thought I did. Oh fuck, no, I forgot. Okay,
No, you didn't,
right.
you
One more.
bitch.
Let's see here. How about?
Dyke.
God, these questions are all shit. You guys need to step up your fucking game.
nigger.
These questions are gay and okay. Here it was. I remember seeing this one before. I thought it was a good meme. Okay, so by @John Attenberry, clothes at the soup store. At Procrastinators, if you could inhabit the body of another PCP member for a week, who would you choose? And my answer is obviously Mage, so I could masturbate and then just sleep for the rest of the time. That would be all I do. And probably experience female sex for a while, you know? I'm into that. I definitely want to do that. Also, I could do that as
Mine would
Munchie.
be Nate, so I could masturbate all day and then sleep.
Well, you know what? If you go into Mage, then I
Yeah.
could become you, and then I would also be Mage.
And
And then Munchie could be me, and then he could
no.
also be Mage through that. It would all work.
Let's all be one
do it at the
guy.
same time.
No,
and then Mage becomes Davoo, and then we're finally collective.
Oh, that's how it happened. That's the origin story right there.
I feel like there are a couple answers to this. I would want to either be Davoo so I can understand what the fuck is going up in there.
Yeah.
Going on. Number 2, I would want to be no, that's it.
I just want to be Davoo.
Yeah,
don't
you
blame
know.
you.
Well,
He's
I
a
would
mysterious
say,
man.
I would say,
I would want to be Ben real quick because I wanted to ruin his career, and then I would like jump out.
It's a good idea. It's a good idea.
Just delete his comics.
oh no. Yeah, I'd probably pick either Mage for the reasons you said, just because it'd be interesting to be a girl, and I don't know what that's like. Or I'd be Digi, so I could PayPal all of his money to me, and then when I
makes
go
sense.
back, I'll be rich.
You know, I don't know. I don't like any of you. I don't want to be anyone.
I don't blame you. I don't blame you.
The only really good answer to give.
The most interesting person to be is me, not me, but as in me.
I would probably enjoy becoming Colt Corona for a little while, just so I could feel what it's like to be a good person once again.
If we're
just wanna know.
opening up shit like that, then I would definitely want to be the Undertaler 587.
What do you mean, shit like what?
Well, you know,
No, I don't
characters.
What do you mean characters? What are you talking about?
Oh, this is awkward.
This is awkward. I don't understand.
Nate, Colt
what do you-
Corona. Colt Corona's
he's not-
gay.
Oh no!
No!
I thought he was a good person. It ruins it. Oh well, there we go. Forget that plan.
Also, I like how you're trying to imply the Undertaler 587 isn't real.
I would never imply that. He's me.
Okay.
He's me. I can
Oh,
feel
no.
him growing. He's within all of us, really. Every
He's a
Undertale
collective
fan.
tumor.
Every Undertale fan has a little piece of the Undertaler 5. In fact, there are 587 pieces of the Undertaler scattered throughout the cosmos. We have to reunite them like the Dragon Balls to make the ultimate man.
Oh no.
Oh my god.
A goal that hopefully will never be
That's
accomplished.
what happened after he was defeated in the Royal Rumble. He was shattered and scattered throughout the cosmos.
All of his atoms broke off into different
He
artifacts.
only has
and once you collect all those
587
artifacts-
atoms. Yes.
He's very, very small.
Yeah.
Very non-dense. What's the
There's
opposite of dense?
I don't know, non-dense.
Not
Vapid?
dense.
No.
Vacuous? I don't know if there's even a word for that. Light?
Gay.
Okay, whatever. Seaworthy. Buoyant. Yeah, buoyant.
Seaworthy.
Things that aren't dense are buoyant. So there you go. Okay, enough questions here. Let's get the fuck out of here. We're done. All right, thanks
Yeah,
for listening,
okay.
everybody. Hey, make sure you go to fucking @TP Crastinators. Yeah, first go to those polls. Then head over to Twitter and tweet us questions and topics and shit @TP Crastinators, and we'll fucking do them just like we did today. And we need more, so send them in, you little bitches. Okay, thanks for listening, everybody. Let's say goodbye. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.